Hi, I'm Lesley Logan with OnlinePilatesClasses.com, and today I have a 50-minute tower workout for you. It's going to work your entire body, but we're going to focus on legs, arms, and of course your core. So I'm here on a Cadillac, but I promise you I'm only going to do things that one can do on a tower. So if you're on a tower and you're worried that you don't have a Cadillac, don't worry. I'm only going to do the tower stuff. That's how we do it at OnlinePilatesClasses.com as well. If you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, make sure you do so you never miss any of the classes we have on any of the equipment, plus some amazing informational videos that really help educate you around what Pilates is, and we do a lot of myth busting too. So hit the bell so you never miss any of our new classes dropping every Sunday. Welcome to OnlinePilatesClasses.com, the most supportive Pilates-loving community across the globe. Enjoy new weekly classes from our amazing teachers. Download the OnlinePilatesClasses.com app today. All right, so I want to get us into this workout real quickly. Something you need to know, aside from that is a tower workout, is that if you have a slider bar that you're working with, I've tried to couple these exercises up so we're not going from back and forth from arm to leg springs. However, I will make sure I call those things out. I am working with some heavier springs, so you'll want to work with some heavier leg springs, a heavier arm spring. If you don't have those things, put it in the questions. I'm happy to talk to you about where you can get those things for the equipment that you have. Let's get started. But one more thing, when in doubt, leave it out. If there's anything that does not work for your body, I want you to place it with something that does. This is a workout that's designed to really meet you where you are, and that's how I love to do it at OnlinePilatesClasses.com. I really do believe it's brave and courageous to replace an exercise you can't do yet with one you can do. So I'll give you some suggestions as we go along the way with some of the more difficult exercises, but please feel free to ask questions in the comments below. Now, let's get started. Place your feet on your vertical poles for the rollback with your knees slightly bent. Here's the deal. A lot of people start this with straight legs, and that just means you're going to hang off your hip flexors. You actually want to start with a little bit more of a bent knee and your arches into the vertical poles. Then hold as wide as you can on your bar. I have a really wide bar, so if you have a narrow bar, make sure as wide as possible. That's going to actually help you connect your arms to your back, and I promise you arms, core, and legs, right? So here we go. Roll back, pulling your waist back to the mat. Try to articulate through your spine. Lift your head and chest up, and then use your abdominal muscles to round you off of your mat, and your knees will bend when they need to. The goal is that your pelvis is not sliding back and forth on this mat. In fact, it doesn't do anything but round back and round up. So you're just pulling that waist back and then rounding back up. Do a couple more. If you have any sticky spots, pay attention to those. It's probably the sticky spots that you're having when you are on your mat doing the roll up, when you're doing your 100 and your teaser, right? So we're gonna round halfway up, and in fact, halfway to me means where your sticky spots are. So mine is my lower back, and we're gonna row. So you're pulling from the arm back connection. I call the arm back connection, I say that a lot. It's where your shoulders meet your back, which is actually at the lowest rib, right there at the base of your lungs. It's gonna keep you out of your shoulders at the top, right in your neck. And then we are not making this a bicep exercise. It truly is, should feel like you can pull this bar wider so you get wide across your upper back. One more time, and then roll up. And the reason for that is if you're working from here, it actually activates your abdominal muscles. So that's a really nice little secret tip. Round halfway back again, find that sticky spot you've got, and then little crunches here. So just crunch, 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 right? So I'm pulling my waist back as the bar is trying to round me up. We're doing these little pulses, just stretching our lower back a bit more. I've had people ask me questions about, I have really tight lower back, what can I do? Oh, if you have access to a tower, you can do this for 3 and 2 and 1. Amazing job. All right, go ahead and we're gonna move your rollback bar to where your leg springs hook is. So if you have my flashcards from OnlinePilatesClasses.com, I do have the measurements for where my hooks are for my leg springs. You want to place them the rollback bar at this spot because we're going to do our 100. I'm going to do the way that's a little bit more supportive. There is a different way of using the rollback bar for your 100 here, but today we're just going to take it. Our feet are going to be towards that edge. The further you are away from the edge, the harder it is. Hold the bar as wide as possible. You can start with your head and chest down and just squeeze those legs tight together. Then pulling your waist back, lift your head and chest up, and then you pump your arms for your 100 here. I'm going to keep my legs down because it's hard enough, but you're pressing into the bar with the back of your arms, again at that arm back connection, and then the springs can assist in curling you up. We don't want to be curled up too high though, so you want to have those low ribs into the mat. Wide collarbones. Inhale for 5 and exhale for 5. Inhale and exhale. Let's do 3 more cycles of breathing. Are you able to focus on getting longer in your spine as you pulse? That's what's nice about having the legs down. If we lift the legs up, it's just harder. But by all means, if you want a little bit more, you can. Last cycle of breathing here. And then roll it up. Okay, so leaving this where it is, right? We're going to take our legs over the bar. Now, I'm going to scoot a little closer because the further you are away, the harder it is. And I promise you this will get harder. We're going to do the abdominal series here. So the mat series of 5. Hold the bar wide. Again, from that arm back connection, it shouldn't feel like your shoulders are off the mat. They should be able to be wide on the mat. Lift the head and chest up. Press the bar down with the pinky side of your hand. One knee in and one leg out. So it's kind of like we're doing a little chest expansion with the arms as the legs go in and out. For 3, 2, 1, and 1. Bring the knees into the chest, or you can place them over the bar like I have. Let your arms rest. A little bit of traction. Give your neck a rest, all right? Then when you're ready, grab the bar again. Lift your head and chest up. Push the bar down. Heels together, toes apart. And then the legs go out as you push the bar down with your upper back. And then the knees pull in as you can lift the bar. So you get to lower the bar and lift the bar, working the back of your arms, your upper back, and of course, hello, inner thighs, outer hips, and legs. I promised you. Whole body workout and the emphasis on a few spots. One more time. Bend the knees, place the feet down, rest the head. If it's getting too difficult, you scoot in towards the mat. Want it harder, you scoot away from the springs, okay? Now, grab the bar. We've got 2 more parts of our ab series here. So lift the head and chest up, legs up to the sky, push the bar down. One leg goes away from you, one leg pulls towards you for 5. 5, 4, 4. Pressing that bar down from your upper back muscles, not your elbows. And then bring the knees in, take a beat, double straight leg stretch. The beat is over. Legs up, lift the head and chest up, push the bar down, the legs lower, and lift, and lower. Oh my goodness, and lift. 2 more times. Last one. All right, we are going to skip the crisscross from the ab series here and instead put the bar back up on the poles. There is a way of doing crisscross, so you're welcome to look at that in our free tutorials. It's also something I put in the flashcards, and I love to teach it in our OPC classes for our members as well. So what we're going to do is side sit-ups, and there's a couple versions of this, but I'm going to just have you do this one because I actually think it is the most accessible, and we have a couple options for if you're a beginner or advanced. So you place your hand on the center of the bar, then you turn onto one hip. I start with slightly bent knees. This really helps ensure that I can reach into the bar from my legs. And then the back leg, the top leg goes back and at the level of your hip. And then we lie down on our side, okay? So as we're here, easier is to keep the palm down and slide along the mat. Harder is gonna be to do palm up, okay? So make sure your hips are stacked, stand into those feet, and then lift up and come down. So you still have to work your shoulder on your back. We don't get to let it get pulled off by the spring. And then the legs stay straight. So you might not come up that high because we don't want to bend the knees to come up for 3 and 2 and 1 all the way up. All right, we get to do the other side. Lucky us. So grab the bar, place your feet on, I'm on the balls of my feet, and easier is hand down, palm up is harder. and you work the version that you did on the first side, and that's at the level that you're at today. For 5, 4, standing your legs. 3, it's not just about working the abs. We always work from the center out. So from the waist to the legs, the waist to the arms, and up. Awesome. Okay, so now we're gonna go to our arm springs. So again, if you want to know where my arm spring setting is, you can look at our flashcards that we have, but you want to have an arm spring setting. So if you're working with your slider bar, you slide it down. It is lower than where you work with your leg springs. Lie onto your back and bend your knees. And by the way, if you ever have questions about anything that we're doing in any video, just comment. I love to respond to them, and I go live every Sunday answering those questions. So once you're lying on your back, make sure your neck is nice and long. We tend to look down, and that shortens the neck. So you want to have your eyes on the sky, nose straight up, space behind your neck. And then ideally, it is cool if we can get our elbow in line with our shoulder with the springs top. But if your springs are too heavy or that's not your level yet, you scoot closer to the springs. So it is easier to go closer to the springs, harder you go further away from where the springs are attached. Squeeze the feet together, press the feet down, and energetically pull them back, and then pull the arms down, and then lift the arms up, okay? So very similar to those 100 pumps, but just a little bit bigger. So you press the arms down and you lift up. And I want you to notice if your shoulders are staying on the mat and wide. If the arms come down, the shoulders pop up like a seesaw. We don't want to do that, because that's not us working from our upper back connection. That's kind of us muscling, right? We want to work with the springs and get stronger in the back side of our body. And those legs are still working. They just might not feel like they are because we're so thoughtful of our arms, but you're squeezing them together and pulling them towards your sit bones, right? So energetic thighs. Now, if that was really hard, you scoot closer to the springs. If it wasn't, you stay here, press down, and do circles. So we're circling the arms. These can be small or big. So small is easier, bigger is harder. Reverse the circles. The shoulders remain wide on the back, on the mat. And then after 5 in each direction, lift the arms up. If you want to scoot in, I highly recommend doing that now, because this next one is a little bit harder. So it's a little tricep press. Again, elbows down, in by your side, and then you press your arms towards straight and you bend. And notice how I said towards straight, because it's really important that we actually go with what our muscles can do today instead of trying to go, oh, but this is what the choreography is. Pilates is not about choreography. 2 more. Last one. And then open the arms wide to the side and hug them into your body, and then open wide to the side. I like to breathe here. So you can ask me any question. I go live every Sunday answering it, or I can respond in the comments. And if you ever need help with an exercise, you want to know what I think about how you do it, at OPC, I do look at the form of all of our members. Done with that one. Whew. Do you feel your arm back connection? Are you ready for more arms? Okay, so you're gonna sit up facing your springs, okay? If sitting up makes your hip flexors freak out, you can go a little wider than the mat, but just make sure you hug in. You wanna work the legs, okay? But ideally they are together. And we're gonna take our knuckles together. So this is rowing like you do on the reformer. And then we just point through the feet, squeeze the legs, round back. So hello, the rollback. We did this before, right? Open the arms out wide to the side, palms face back. Push your arms into those handles as you round forward over the legs. And then with your shoulders wide on your back, reach your thumbs towards each other. Then lift the arms up, circle the arms around, and roll up. And again, round back, shoulders on your back and wide, tailbone reaching for your heels. Open the arms up, push, and reach behind you. If doing this with your arm springs feels too difficult, you can always do it with a light pair of weights, like 1 pound, and then you can work the movement and build the connections before you do it with the springs, and then lift all the way up and around. 1 more, round back. This is, sometimes it feels easier than the reformer. Sometimes this one feels harder, especially right here at this part right here. Oh, and then circle. Okay, 90 degrees. So elbows are up, Pinky side of the hand is in the handle. That's a really important thing. And then you're just gonna lean back, oh my goodness, and lift up and reach forward. So I definitely don't lean back as much as I do on the reformer, and then circle around. And then elbows up, lean back, sit up tall, reach forward, press the hands down, circle the arms around. And again, one more, elbows up, lean back, lift up, woo, reach, super challenging, circle it around. Okay, spin. So on the reformer, normally the strap goes under your arm for rowing 3 and 4, but on the Cadillac, you just don't want these springs under your arms. So squeeze the legs tight together. Again, the closer you are to the spring connection to the vertical poles, the easier, further away, the harder, right? With these legs squeezing, reach the arms forward. So it's kind of like you did a little push up, lower the arms down, lift them up towards the sky, and then open them wide to the side as you get taller. And again, reach, lower, lift it up, and circle, and reach, lower, lift, squeeze those legs together. So just because this looks like it's an arm exercise from watching, my inner thighs are freaking out. And circle. Okay, flex the ankles. So squeeze those heels tight together, head to your knees, slide the handles along the mat, round to lift. Get really tall. You resist the springs pulling you back behind yourself. And again, round forward, reach, lift it up, reach up, 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 and then open the arms. And again, round forward, reach, tailbone down, ribs come up and open. Amazing. Great job. Sit crisscross applesauce. Shave and hug. Don't worry. We're going to get to the legs next. Next finger and thumb together. Reach the arms up, elbows nice and wide, and pull in. So I really like to push my feet down here, not only so it's full body, but also so that I don't fall backwards from these springs. You got to work with the springs, not against them. And then switch the cross. Open the arms and close, right? Doesn't actually close is a strong word. I reach my arms for each other and then I push them wide apart. And I reach them for each other and I push them wide apart. One more time. Amazing. So good. Okay, there's a lot more fun things we could do with those arm springs, and I promise for a standing arm spring ending. But first, we must get to these legs. So we warmed up with our core, then we got our arm back connection on. Now we need to put our leg springs on our leg springs hooks. So if you have a slider bar, slide it up a little bit. Put your leg springs on. You do want to work with some heavy leg springs. They don't have to be too heavy. I have the Contrology leg springs here. I'm not using the heavier version, the J-Pack, just the regular ones. They're strong enough for me, right? So what I love about a tower workout and a Cadillac workout is that you can really make sure the springs are supporting your practice and not lighten and like not helping you out, because we have the mat if we want to do something that's not supported. So here's what's going to happen. You're going to lie with your head towards the springs about a hand distance away, okay? Closer you are, easier, further away, harder, right? I'll probably end up working myself a little bit further away than this, but first I'm going to take the right spring and I'm going to put it on my left foot. So yes, right spring, left foot. This is a single leg spring crossed over. And then my hands are going to go on the poles, and you want to make sure your hands are higher than your elbows. This is going to help you connect to that arm back connection. So when I push into the poles, it's not from my upper traps, it's from my lats here. And what do our lats do? Help us connect to our core, right? So then this foot that's not in the spring is bent and pushing down. Then I energetically pull it back so I get some hamstring glute there. The leg in the spring is going to push out and pull in. And you can go as far out as you can control the spring, and you can bend in as much as you're pulling the spring in. So I'm never letting the spring push me around, right? That would be like nonsense. I reach it out and then I pull it in. Let's do 2 more. Last one, stay out there, go down and up. So I love this exercise for teaching us where our hamstring works with our seat muscles. That's like that fast connection, I call it, because we're not riding the spring up and down. We are pressing the spring down from the backs of our leg, from our thighs. On this next one, stay down, drag the heel along the mat, and only as much as you can stand in the spring. So only as much as my hamstring is working. Then I pull that knee in, place the foot down, slide it out, and then lift the leg up. And again, push the leg down, pull it in, pull that shape in. So I'm picking that up from my stomach. I'm pushing that shape down. It's like it almost feels like a single leg kick, a reverse single leg kick, or a reverse hamstring curl. Last time. Then stay out there, okay? Straighten the leg that's not in the spring on the mat. And then we do single leg circles. There's 2 versions of these. And at OPC, I like to teach both. Today, I'm just going to teach you this one where you keep the hip down. So you circle the leg across the body, out to the side, around and up. And we are not sickling the foot to do this. We are just taking the leg across, pressing down from the back side of our leg, opening the leg up. One more time. And then we reverse. You push it out, down, around and up. So really standing in the spring. 2 more, and then we get to do it all on the other side. Lucky us. So my favorite thing to do is single leg spring with the spring crossed as a warm-up. Sometimes I'll do it as a warm-up because it really helps us wake up this glute area that we need to be awake to hold our legs up so we're not using our hip flexors. So grab the bar, left spring, right foot, same setup, other side. Let's go out and in. We know the exercises now. Let the heart sink down. Let's do 4 more of these, out and in. So every month at OPC, all of our 50-minute classes, like this one, they all work with the same theme. Stay out there, lower the leg down, and lift it up. So pressing from that fast connection, right? So we might have a fast-themed month, and every workout, the reformer, the mat, the tower, and the chair are all helping you connect to your fast. Stay down there, bicycle, pull the foot in, pick the shape up, put the shape down, slide it out, lift it up. And I love sharing this with you because sometimes we need the whole month to see different exercises on the same theme on different pieces of equipment. And so you can pick the class membership based on the equipment you have. So you have a tower, you'll pick our all studio access. 2 more of these. And then you can see how this workout relates to the mat version, the reformer version, or whatever access you have to equipment. Last 2. Because this entire method was given to us by Joseph Pilates, and all the exercises work together to make us even more connected. Stay in, straighten the leg out, other leg goes up to the sky, 5 circles. You know, if there's an exercise you can't do yet, on a different piece of equipment, there is another exercise that's going to help support you and teach you. And then you can eventually add that exercise in, reverse. So you can't, if you're not able to do the rowing that we did and you had to do with weights, there are exercises on other pieces of equipment that can make those connections so you can, right? We don't have to keep practicing something we're not good at expecting to get better. After you do 5 circles in each direction, bring both knees in, take that strap off, and then place both feet into your springs for leg springs. So now I have 1 foot per spring, and it's same leg, same spring, so not crossed anymore. Arms on the vertical pulls. You can make this harder by straightening your arms, so sliding further away, or easier by pulling yourself closer. Just make sure you're not pulling with your biceps. Connect to your back. Heels together, toes apart. Push the leg out like a frog, right? Stay out there. And now both legs circle. We squeeze together. And so hopefully you're feeling, oh my goodness, the inner thighs we connected, the fast muscles we connected. You are in control of these circles, right? Reverse. These circles are only as big as you can stand in the spring. So I'm not letting the spring lift my tailbone up. My legs only go as high as my tailbone can stay down. Bend your knees in once you've done 3 to 5 circles in each direction, and then frog back out. Now we go for a walk. So my left leg stays where it is, my right foot pushes down. Now my right foot stays where it is, my left foot pushes down. And then we keep going like that for 6 steps. Then we walk up, 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 and down, 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 and up, 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 and down, 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 down. One more set. So only one leg moving at the same time. We're not just doing little scissors past each other. We're just walking, walking, walking. Heels together, frog in and frog out. Beat the legs open and close. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. Lower the legs a little bit. Go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Lower the legs a little bit. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Bend the knees in. Whoo, do you feel the fast? The back of the legs? If not, let me know in the comments so we can talk about it, because I don't want you feeling that in your knees, okay? And now, frog back out and we bicycle. So we already did a prep for this. You already know how much you can bend your knee in and stay connected to your spring. The spring is going inside the leg. And yes, you do want to try to scrape the mat. Go ahead and reverse. But I'd rather you only go as big as you can stay in the muscles of your own legs. And each day will be different, so you can explore how big can you make this bicycle. Hug the heels together, frog back in. Okay, big frog. So we stay here in this shape, right? Heels together, toes apart, knees are bent. I feel my strength in my back of my legs is on, and I push that shape to the floor. Slide the leg out, open the legs, lift them up, squeeze them together, frog in. Again, that shape pushes down. So it's not about my heels touching my butt. I want to take the strength in my legs and work the springs. One more time. Reach it down, slide it out, open, lift, squeeze together and bend. Reverse, push out with the heels together. Open, lower the legs, close, and slide it in. And again, reach it out, open the legs, lower the legs down, close, and then bend the knees. One more time. Reach it out, open, lower them down, squeeze them together, and then bend your knees in. Whew. Okay, I hope you feel the back of your legs. Okay, as promised. Now we have to combine everything that we've been doing. We're going to do the chest expansion, thigh stretch, long back, arms. So it's not just arms or just legs. Everything is now, you can see, works together, right? So go ahead and kneel with your roll back bar. And your chest expansion, you want to start with straight arms coming from where your arm meets your back, okay? The knees are apart, but we're going to squeeze them towards each other. And then, even though they're apart, they're squeezing towards each other. And that way you get inner thigh, right? And then hip over the knee, so you get that fast connection, open the front of the hips. Pull the arms down, look both ways, and then reach the arms forward. And again, pull the arms down, look, reach the arms forward. 2 more. So you stretch your neck. Collarbones are nice and wide. You should get taller every time the bar comes to you. Let's do 1 more and see if you can get a little taller. Woo! Okay. Walk your knees back just a little bit. Thigh stretch. Again, knees squeezing towards each other as we lean back and come up. You don't have to do this. You can still do the chest expansion, okay? Especially if this bothers your knees. Or you can lie on your back and do shoulder bridge. Again, lean back, squeeze the knees towards each other, and lift up. And again, knees towards each other, lean back, big stretch, and lift. 1 more time. Lean back. Okay. If you're coming up in a wave or going back in an arch, we lost your core. Now, before I do the long back arms, I want to show you a little prep for rolling in and out. This is an exercise I love to teach people, but I want you to have the prep version to really prepare yourself. So on all fours, we round forward. The bar is underneath our shoulders, our hips are over the knees, and you pull the bar to your knees. And you pull the bar to your knees. And you pull the bar to your knees. So we're trying not to lean back. Pull, 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 pull. Yep, 1 more time. Pull, 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 pull. And then bar underneath your shoulders, roll it up. Whew. So it's like a chest expansion round. It's kind of like your 100, right? Do you feel that core strength? Now we're going to do a little version of the rolling in and out, but it kind of makes me think of kneeling push down the window chair. So you round forward, shoulders over your wrists, hips over the knees, and then drop the tailbone between your knees and round up and round down and round up and round down and round up and round down. 3 more. Yep, you're doing it. 2 more. Let your center do it for you. 1 more. All right, roll it all the way up. Whew. If you felt that in your elbows, wrists, shoulders, let me know. I want to help you. I want it to be in your back. If you're an OPC member, what happens is you actually get to send a video of yourself and then I can review it and give you tips. But please, I'm happy to answer them for you guys here in the comments or on Sundays live. So now we turn around for our long back arms and we hold the bar wide. Lift your chest up, pull the bar into you, then up your back and then reach. So the challenge of this exercise is that we don't let our core go. So I don't want to see your lower back pushing forward, guts hanging out, right? We're pulling our waist back, our abdominals are working, hips are over the knees, and then you are working from those upper back muscles and arms. Reverse, push the bar down, reach it back. And again, push the bar down, reach it back. Push the bar down, reach it back. Whew. That's so challenging. The more you use your legs there, side note, it's easier. All right, so now that we did that, we're actually going to do some side leg springs. So before we move to our push through bar, I do want to go back to your side legs. So with side sit-ups, which helps to strengthen this area, we need those muscles on as we do our side leg springs. So here you go. You're going to take your feet to the front edge of your mat, and you're going to take your hips to the back edge of your mat. And then you'll line your elbow up, hand on the bar, and then place your foot into the strap, and then reach it over the bottom leg, okay? Top shoulder is back, and then we're just nice and long. So first you should just feel really long. Like as you push into the spring, everything should get longer. It's not that your waist won't touch the mat. That's not the goal. It's actually that you just feel that your muscles on the bottom side are working their way up, right? That they're feeling that they're engaged and we're not just resting. So you can see if I'm resting, my hip hikes up, but if I'm reaching, my hips are stacked. Then take the leg forward, kick it 1, 2, take it to the back 1, 2. When it goes back, it's going to want to go up. Maintain it in line with your hip. And again, to the front 1, 2, to the back 1, 2, and to the front and to the back and to the front and to the back, right? And then we're going to take this leg, we're going to go up with a pointed foot, flex, squeeze it down. Up with a pointed foot. This is hard. If your hip stacks, that's you cheating your waist, right? So we have to keep that waist long. So point it up, flex it down. Point it up, flex it down. One more time. Point it up, flex it down. Take the leg back, really long in the waist, and then 5 little circles here. And then reverse. Woo! Do you feel your whole body has to work to control the spring? Then top leg over the bottom, like big circles. So it doesn't need to be the biggest circle you ever think your hip can make. It's the biggest one you can do standing in your spring. We're just doing 3 in each direction. And then we're going to reverse. So after this, we're going to do our other side. And then we're going to work with our push through bar, okay? Just a couple exercises there, and then we'll end with some standing arm springs. So bend that knee in, take the strap off, and then we'll switch sides. So line on your side. Again, elbow in line with your hips. I am using the spring that's in line with the side that I'm on. It's not the spring that's in front. It's a very different intention of an exercise, and Joseph Pilates gave us this one. So take your leg, reach it nice and long, flex that bottom foot, kick it to the front 1, 2, and to the back 1, 2, and to the front for 2, and to the back for 2. And again. So they're like little kicks. As you can see, I'm not bringing my foot to my face. It's not the goal. I'm only going as big with the kicks as I can stand in the springs. And then top leg over the bottom leg, point it up and flex it down. So again, keeping that waist nice and long. Flex and squeeze. And then take the leg back, hold it back there, and draw little circles. And then we reverse the direction. So I'm standing in the strap from my whole foot, not just the pinky side of my foot, but my inner foot, right? I'm reaching that whole foot into it. So it's both inner thigh, outer hip, and hamstrings. Now, big circle. It's important that all those muscles stay on as we circle so that we are controlling the spring in all directions. And then reverse. Reach around. And reach around. One more. Woo! Awesome. Okay. Bend that leg in. And now push through bar. So we're doing springs from above today. I love to work with the spring from below, but we'll do spring from above today. So you'll hook your spring up with your push through bar, and you're going to lie underneath for some teaser. So teaser looks like an ab exercise, and it definitely works your entire core, but it's also going to make us challenge our inner thighs and those hamstrings and glutes, so our hip flexors don't always take us up. And then your bar, you want to start with it over your neck, and go ahead and just do a couple things for the shoulders. Pull off the back and then pull them back on, and then pull off the back and pull them on. One more time. Okay, keep them down and then bend your elbows. Now you're doing that shave we did at the beginning of class. Reaching the bar overhead, reach your arms straight up like a handstand, but feel your shoulders behind your back. Then bend your elbows wide and lift the bar up. Bend the elbows wide, reach the arms back. Bend the elbows wide and lift the bar up. And again, reach and reach. One more, reach and reach. Hold it there. We'll take our legs with our head and chest, or you can leave the legs down and just lift the head and chest. Roll it up, toes in line with the eyes, so not higher. Toes in line with the eyes, and then shave. So you're pulling the bar down without pulling yourself out of your core. And then roll everything down. So it's not about how low you can go, it's about how strong you can be. And lift and hold it up there, lower the legs and lift. So I'm squeezing my heels tight together. My outer hips are in. And so the same muscles that move the spring down and up, hey, that's what's helping my teaser here. Hold it up, everything rolls down. Okay, now you get to combine the two. So we're gonna roll it up, and the legs go down as the arms go down. The legs go up as the arms go up. And reach, and reach, and reach, and reach. Hold it up and roll it down. Reach it back. Lift the bar up and come kneeling. So we're going to work some side arm strength. So we've done stuff with our arms behind us. We've done stuff with our arms in front of us, above, now to the side, okay? So you want to get this muscle connection on, especially if those triceps have felt hard to hold on to the bar. So heels together, knees slightly apart. Pinky side of the hand on the bar, and then both arms out and just press both arms down and up and down and up, down, up, right? You feel like you could do it on this side too, even though there's no bar there. Now take this arm up, and we're not pulling the bar down and bend over. We are bending over the bar. So the weight stays through both knees. It's tempting to take the weight off the knee to the inside. I know you'd think you'd lean to that side, but a lot of people get light on that one because they twist. We go up and up and up and up. Whew, one more time. Awesome. Okay, spin around, other side. So again, heels together, push both arms down, lift both arms up. So it doesn't have to be a big movement. Bigger is not always better. In Pilates, it's quality over quantity. One more. Okay, this arm goes up, and then because our arm is connected to our back and our back bends, the bar moves, and then we lift up. We're resisting the bar, so we're not letting the bar push us around. One more. Okay, now we're going to do shoulder roll down. This next one can get a little bit scary. So first of all, I'm going to teach you the preps. You can stick with that. If you're a little nervous with this bar slipping out from your feet, go back to the leg springs, and we'll end with standing arm springs together, okay? So be really mindful as you set this up if you're alone. You want to push the bar down and then put the balls of your feet on the bar parallel. We do not want this bar to go past the vertical poles, so I'm just in front of the vertical poles as I lie down. That way I know my bar won't flip around, okay? Now right here, if you feel like you're hanging the back of the knees, you are. You're like, duh. Yeah, exactly. So what we need to do is soften those knees and then stand on the bar from where your glutes meet your hamstring. So that fast connection we've talked about before. And then we pull the bar in and we push the bar away. We did this with the leg spring, remember? How far can we pull the bar in and still be standing on it? Oh, I went a little too far on that one. So this is a prep and you can just stay here. Getting a little harder, we bend the knees. We reach the legs up and then we stand on our feet to lift the hips up. Roll the hips down, bend the knees, push it through. Bend the knees, lift the bar up, roll the hips up, pull the waist, bend the knees and push it through. This time stay up. Reach the bar up, then roll the hips up. Now you can just stay here or standing in your glutes. Your feet will not cramp if you stand in your glutes. Send the right leg so much the left leg floats up and down. So it's not about how high the leg can go or that the leg goes over my face. It's only as much as I can reach the leg from my muscles, okay? So we're not trying to do the splits here. You could if your hips can stay square. We just did right, left, right. So now we're gonna switch and reach. So you do 3. So you start on one leg, do the other, you end with that leg you started on, and then you roll down and you start with the opposite leg. So again, you can go left, right, left, and roll down. If you are bending your knees or hanging off your toes, let's talk about it, okay? I really want you to feel this in the back of your legs. Last one. Right, left, try to look at the ceiling the whole time. Right, and then bend the knees, reach the bar through. There's 2 ways to get out of this. The more advanced ways to do a roll up, I'm going to show you the way that I would like everyone to do it in case you're new to this. You bend your knees and then you try to close the spring as much as you can, and then you can let go of it. This way, we don't have to worry about your feet losing control of the bar when you sit all the way up. Okay, let's just do a couple push throughs and then we'll end with our standing arm springs. So feet into the poles, lift the bar up, round back, reach the bar forward, the elbows and wrists stay straight, round back, and lift up. 2 more, a little zest to this. Reach, stand on those feet, and up. You just stood in them, so you know how to reach them, right? And then reach, and round up. Great job. Okay, so go ahead, get rid of your bar, grab your arm springs, and you'll place them on your standing arm springs hooks. So that is the hook that is just above your shoulder or at shoulder level. Sometimes I see people put it really high. It is going to make it more challenging, okay? First thing we're going to do is stand with our back to the springs, heels together, toes apart, and then reach your arms forward and go ahead and lean into the spring, okay? Then pull one arm back. We're going to box, 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 box. So it's not that you're hanging with your knees back, and we're also not falling into the spring, right? My upper body stays still. I reach one arm forward and pull the other one back. Box, box. So there's a slight twist in my body as I do this. And then both arms reach to straight. You actually lean back. Then open your arms up and lean into the action. Close the arms and open the arms and close. So digging those heels down, hugging those outer hips in for 3 and 2 and 1 and lean all the way back. Woo. So with standing arm springs, you want to feel your whole body. It's not just about the arms. I know it says standing arm springs, but I want you to feel your whole body. So let's try that with your shave. Index finger and thumb. I start in front of my head. You can start with your hands behind your head. I'm working on that. Heels are together, toes apart. We're leaning into the action, and elbows go wide. So it's not a tricep press. When I bend my elbows, I feel my upper back muscles work. When I straighten my arms, my whole core through my legs has to work. 3, 2, and 1. Open the arms up. Whew. Okay, we're gonna challenge your side sit-ups that we did, okay? So the arms are out to the side. Lean into the action. One arm goes up, one arm goes down for butterfly. Pulse this arm, 1, 2, 3, and up. And then the other arm goes up, Opposite arm goes down and reach. 1, 2, 3. So we are doing the longest side bend. How you do that is by reaching both arms into your springs, and that keeps your waist nice and long. 2, 3, and again. 2, 3, and 2, 3. Woo! Okay, so turn around. I love this one. It can be a little advanced, so by all means, let me show you chest expansion first. We'll do this in a second, but if you, what we do next is a little bit above your level, you can do this chest expansion. Just pull your arms back and then reach your arms forward. So we did it kneeling, now you can do it standing, okay? Otherwise, separate your feet parallel, hips distance apart, bend your knees and hips over your heels. So we're not leaning back, right? Hips over the heels, and then circle the arms. Reach, pull these arms down, back to your hips and up, down, back to the hips and up, down and back. Then you reverse it. So you're getting nice and long in the spine, standing in all four corners of your feet, and reach. So even though the arms are doing these big circles, you should feel your core working really hard. Do you want to try that again? Let's do it. So again, we're here, 5 circles, pull back and up. Long neck, and reverse. If you have a hard time with this tall back and a long neck here against gravity, that is a sign we actually need to work on strengthening your neck, especially in exercises where we have in Pilates where we have a long neckline on our back. It means you're probably looking down. So I want to work on that with you. Let me know. We do a lot of exercises with that in our OPC classes. Now let's go back to heels together, toes apart, facing this way. If you're doing chest expansion already, we're going to add on. We're going to pull the arms back and elevate the heels. Lower the heels, lift the arms. Well, reach the arms forward. Pull the arms back, lift the heels, and lower. For 3, and 2, and 1. Okay, we're adding our squats in. So squats are not the same as a squat at the gym. We're not going to stick our butt out and our chest gets down low. We've got these springs to keep our chest up, but we're also not going to hang off of them. So think about going like sliding down a wall into a rolling like a ball position and then standing back up, okay? So elbows up, feet parallel, not pulling, right? Really wide elbows there. And then we squat down and we come up and we squat down, tailbone drops down and up. So it's not tailbone sticking behind you. And again, down and up. One more, down and up, adding on. Reach the arms forward, reach them down to the floor. We did this on all fours already, right? We pull the arms back towards our ankles. We did this all fours earlier in class. Reach the arms forward and roll it up. Squat it down and up. So I love to help you layer up these exercises and progress your practice, surprise yourself, and see what is possible in your body. Pilates is this really incredible practice that layers everything, and it's not about being perfect. It's about being in practice. And I hope this whole class we got to get curious together. And the more questions you have, the better, because it tells me you're not going through the motions. You're bringing your mind to your body. Last one. Whew. And that's the most important thing. Okay. If you are on a Cadillac and you would like to half hang or hang as an ending, by all means, please do that. If you are on a tower, go ahead and find a way to stand at all 4 corners of your feet and just notice how much taller and stronger you are. I'm Lesley Logan at onlinepilatesclasses.com, where we believe we do life better. Not only do you get curated classes based on exercises that are challenging to you. Yep, you have an exercise you don't understand, we create a class around it. We have weekly classes that are only 30 minutes long on the mat and reformer. Our 50-minute classes I mentioned before in class, they have their own theme for the whole month. You have the entire month to take that 50-minute class as many times as you want on all the pieces of equipment you have access to, and really compare yourself to yourself and learn how this amazing method works together. How does it connect to itself, right? How do all these things layer on? And most importantly, how do they integrate into your body? Plus, at OPC, we're the only membership that only holds you accountable, also has an incredible, thriving community that will show up and answer questions with you, support you, cheer you on, and also you can send a video of yourself in doing an exercise and get feedback for your body. No one else does it. I can't do that here on YouTube, only on OPC. And so if you go to onlinepilatesclasses.com/YouTube, you can get a special promo to see what it's like to take class with us, be in our community, have that accountability, but most importantly, get that connection and correction that works for your body. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments below. Join me every single Sunday for our live Q&A at 9 a.m. PST. And if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Thank you so very much. I hope you enjoyed this workout, and I'll see you next time.